Today's the day that I get to drop my daughter off for the rest of her life. I can't really say that I feel sad about it. I really don't care.
When a parent that doesn't want to have a child, you've never wanted to have a child, but then you ended up pregnant and you kept the baby. When that parent eventually give their child up for adoption, how do you think they should feel? How do you think they will feel? Because this particular mom, she never wanted a child. She doesn't want to have a baby, but she got pregnant 7 years ago, and her child is 7 years now. And she's documenting the process, and she's like, today is the last day she's dropping the child off school. So when they close from school, is the new parent that'll pick the child up. And she's saying she's super excited that she has been waiting for this moment because right now she can now sell her house and travel around the world and be free eventually. Let me show you all the video.
Today's the day that I get to drop my daughter off for the rest of her life. I can't really say that I feel sad about it. I really don't care. I gave up custody of my kid. I put her up for adoption. She's 7 years old. Oh, sorry. I literally just woke up. She's going to school. I'm about to drop her off to her last day of school. I have to take her to. And then the adoptees are picking her up from the school pickup line. And yeah, I'm a free woman after that. I'm selling my house. I'm buying an RV. I'm about to travel the world. I'm pretty excited. I have been like waiting for this moment my entire life, ever since I had her, and I was being guilty and not giving her up just because like I felt like as a mom you're not supposed to give your kid up. But then I had a good talk with like my boyfriend, and he said that it doesn't matter what other people think, it's what you want, and I don't want a kid. So yeah, so she has an adoptee. It's not like I'm bringing her to a foster care system. She has a family that wants her, and yeah, she's 7 years old. She'll be fine.
Clearly, she has never wanted to be a mother. And the thing is, people are like, you're a terrible mom. You're supposed to feel a little sad, but she's like, she doesn't feel bad. She's so excited. In fact, she cannot wait. And the thing is, people are coming for her, and I'm like, this particular woman that never wanted a child, and the way she's talking about her child means I'm just trying to imagine how she must have been treating the child, well, for the past 7 years, right? And now the child is going to another family and she's excited. I'm just like glad in my own head. I'm just glad that she did not hurt the child, because most women that do not want to have children or do not want to have a child, they end up hurting those babies, right? And it can be very sad to hear things like that. You better give up your child for adoption than hurting your baby, right? So now that this one now she's not hurt her baby. Oh. For 7 years she tried to stay with the child, and finally she has a family for a daughter. What do you guys think about this whole thing, guys? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. We'll watch this reaction video together, and I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Today's the day that I get to drop my daughter off for the rest of her life.
So we hear about a lot of people hurting and harming their kids, so we have no other choice but to respect her decision, right? Because often we say, you know, all you had to do was just give your child to somebody. All you had to do was drop them off to the fire station. All you had to do was just drop them off. So we can't be mad at this mom for just dropping her kid off at school for the last time and giving her up for adoption, right? And I'm not mad, but I'm a little, sad that a 7-year-old is going to be picked up by a total stranger who she don't know just for her mom to go and get back to enjoying life. As a parent, those are the things that you sacrifice when you become a parent. I say it a lot of times, like I can't wait for my kids to get older so I can get back to, just kind of really enjoying life without having the responsibility of my babies. But while they are small, they are going to be in the forefront of all of that stuff. They always going to come first. Well, that's not the case with this mom. She battled with it, and she decided that she was going to do what was going to make her happy. Not choosing a child happiness, but also, I'd rather her choose her happiness, and we know that the baby is going to be safe with someone who's hopefully going to love and care for her. But it's a very sad and unfortunate situation that this baby is going to be, left at school for a total stranger to come pick her up, all because her mom wants to go and ride in an RV and get back to enjoying her life. So no, we're not here to judge. And I'm happy she made the decision that she made and she didn't harm the baby. So y'all, let's look at it on the bright side. The baby is not going to be harmed. The little girl is probably going to be with someone who's going to love her. At least we hope so. And just keep that little 7-year-old up in y'all prayer, guys. Y'all be blessed. Have a good day.
I just watched this video of this woman on here talking about how it was her last day dropping off her 7-year-old at school because she put her up for adoption and the adopted parents are taking custody of her. But it was her whole attitude about it for me. She talking about, I wish I could say that I'm sad, but I'm not. I really don't care. How do you birth a child, raise her for 7 years, and feel nothing when you give her up for adoption? You feel nothing knowing you're never going to see her again? Then she went on to say that she had been waiting for this moment since she had her daughter, and that she was excited to be free. She talking about she's selling her house and that she was going to get an RV and she was just going to travel the world, and how excited she was that she was going to be free. Then she said she was feeling guilty about giving her daughter up for adoption because of what people around her might say. Not that she was guilty for giving her daughter up, but feeling guilty about what people might say. So she talked to her boyfriend about it, and her boyfriend said, who cares what those people think? It's about what you want. And that's when I was like, okay, it all makes sense now. Some people just do not deserve the ability to bear children. I pray that that little girl is in a very loving home with the best parents. And I pray that she thrives.
It's the day that I get to drop my daughter off for the rest of her life. I can't really say that I feel sad about it. I really don't care.
Damn.
I gave up custody of my kid. I put her up for adoption. She's 7 years old. She's going to school. I'm about to drop her off to her last day of school. I have to take her to. And then the adoptees are picking her up from the school pickup line. Free woman after that. I'm selling my house. I'm buying an RV. I'm about to travel the world. I'm pretty excited. I have been waiting for this moment my entire life, ever since I had her, and I am guilty and not giving her up.
Guilty.
Just because I felt as a mom, you're not supposed to give your kid up. I had a good talk with my boyfriend, and he said that it doesn't matter what other people think, it's what you want, and I don't want a kid.
Why don't y'all ever realize y'all don't want a kid before having a kid? Everybody knows what happens when you have a kid. They teach us this in goddamn high school. We see it growing up with our parents. You have less free time. You got to keep them lights on. Your life revolves around the kids. But it's like, man, y'all wait till after y'all bring a life into the world to decide that y'all don't want it. And for you to say that you don't feel sad about it, you're so nonchalant, you don't care about it, it's sad. I feel bad for your kid too, because imagine being raised by somebody who don't care about you. Someone who doesn't want a child, even though they decided to have a child. I'm glad she's putting her up for adoption. I hope the family that she's going to aren't a bunch of weirdos. And I'm wishing her child nothing but prosperity. But you didn't have to post this. Imagine your daughter turning 16, getting a cell phone, and then seeing her mom talk about how she don't want to be a mom and how she's happy she's giving her away. Come on. You already brought your child into the world and is giving her away. At the bare minimum, at least spare her this.
The mother that gave her 7-year-old up for adoption, I agree with her. If you haven't heard the stories, she have a 7-year-old daughter. She's dropping off to the school for the last time. She's planning on selling her house, buying an RV, run off to the sunset, okay? Now, some of y'all may be wondering, why would I agree with her? Let me explain something. The trauma that 7-year-old going to have at 7, hopefully whoever adopts her is going to put her in counseling. But I'm on this app enough to see. We just had a case here in Florida, I believe it was Florida, where this lady pop out 4 of her kids. There was a case where another lady jumped in the pool with 3 of her kids. If you on this app, you see enough mothers unaliving their kids. I'd rather have a case of a 7-year-old getting counseling and hopefully able to understand later on, versus a mother on here trying to unalive her kids. Or later on when they reach certain age, teenagers, they're on this app cursing each other out. She knows she's not a good mother. She knows she don't want this daughter. Let her give her up, and hopefully someone else can adopt her. So even though it sounds bad, and it is bad, that was still the best thing to do.
If this ain't the definition of putting your boyfriend before your child, you have this mom who showed no emotions when she about to give up her child to a foster family. Happy to drop her daughter off at school for the last time. It's sad, y'all. Hopefully it's a good thing for that little girl.
Today's the day that I get to drop my daughter off for the rest of her life. I can't really say that I feel sad about it. I really don't care. I gave up custody of my kid. I put her up for adoption. She's 7 years old. Oh, sorry. I literally just woke up. She's going to school. I'm about to drop her off to her last day of school. I have to take her to. And then the adoptees are picking her up from the school pickup line. And yeah, I'm a free woman after that. I'm selling my house. I'm buying an RV. I'm about to travel the world. I'm pretty excited. I have been like waiting for this moment my entire life, ever since I had her, and I was being guilty and not giving her up just because like I felt like as a mom you're not supposed to give your kid up. But then I had a good talk with like my boyfriend, and he said that it doesn't matter what other people think, it's what you want, and I don't want a kid, so.
I just can't imagine your lame ass boyfriend agreed to help you decide something like this about your daughter. When that money run out, your boyfriend eventually will not be there. And then you're gonna be lonely. Then you gonna reminisce and go back on, damn, I should have never gave up my daughter. And she gonna be in a happy family. Not only that, how was that baby being treated? You the type you look like that you will allow him to f your baby. How long was you with that boyfriend? And don't tell me this a new nigga, because it's like, damn, ready to drop the ball just to go run under a sack? Bitch. Imagine this little 7-year-old, 15, and she's seeing this. I know this heartbreaking what she doing, y'all, but at least the child still get to live on with life and can find a family that love her. Good thing is, y'all, at least she ain't try to unalive the baby and we see her on the news and all this little, she doing it the right way, I guess.
All right, update on getting rid of my 7-year-old daughter and adopting her out. At the end of the video, I'll show you the picture that her adoptee gave me. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, this has been probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life. It has been so peaceful not doing student drop-off anymore, not doing homework, not having to do bath routines. I'm on my way right now. I just got here. I'm going to go pick up the RV that me and my man bought. And we already planned our first trip. I think we're going to go to Colorado first. And then eventually get over to Washington, D.C. I don't know. I've never been more happy in my entire life. Like, I haven't been more miserable than I was when I first found out I was pregnant. And I just kept her because I thought that that's what I needed to do. But, you know, it wasn't. I should have just not listened to everybody and not listened to, like, the mean stuff people say about aborting kids and stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. The RV's paid for. The trips are planned. Like I said, I'm going to post a picture of her at the end and show you guys how she's been doing. But she seems to be fine. They asked if I wanted to call her or anything this week, and I said no. I figured it's easier to adjust to a new home without talking to me. But she was kind of like okay with it. We had been warming her up to the idea that she's not going to be with mommy anymore. So it's not like it was something new or weird to her. And yeah, I don't know.
If she's excited, no problem. I wish her all the best in her traveling around the world and enjoying herself, because it's better you leave your child up for adoption than, struggling and being miserable when you can actually have that option to just let them go, right, to a better home that needs them. Because I believe that if a family wants to adopt a child, they want that child so desperately, and they really need that child. They're going to take care of the child very well. So it's better the child is with the family that wants them, not the one that, every day she's like, I hate you. In fact, I'm just imagining, like, how is she going to be treating the child for the past 7 years? I just hope the child mental health is stable, because for her coming out and she's so excited like this, I don't know. I just feel like the child must be checked once the child gets to the new home, in my own opinion anyway. Mothers usually put their child up for adoption at the early stage of the pregnancy, or probably when they just put to bed, so that they don't have that connection with the child. But you stayed 7 years with the child and you still don't have that connection with the child. See, she's making the best decision ever to let the child go, because if she doesn't let that child go, she might do something very dangerous with that child. So I agree with her. Let her be happy. So far, the child is, I just pray and hope that the child is in the better hands. You guys, what is your take on this video? Let me know your thought down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, your girl Mariah Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys.